Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are diving into Natas, a war game from OverTheWire designed to sharpen your web security skills. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Now, let's jump in and start hacking our way through Natas. The level I'm going to do will be level 21. And this level is a bit easier in comparison to the previous level. And also I'm going to show you how to use the Python, fantastic program language to automate the process of exploitation. And we can copy this address as starting point. We can copy and head over to Kali Linux. Paste in here, hit enter. A proxy server is refusing connections. Sorry about this. I should turn off proxy plugin. Now we can access this level again. And we are required to provide username Natas21, and also we need to supply its password to this password field, sign in. So this website is co-located with another website. You're logged in as a regular user, login as an admin to retrieve credentials for the next level. So in order to retrieve credentials, we should log in as admin. And I think we need to take similar way to the previous level. And anyway, we can right click on this hyperlink and open this link in new tab. As before in this series, we only focus on the middle sections on this page. Maybe here is lacking pretty much source code. Only one function, definition, and then 2 lines of functions to execute. Okay, so this function, this is same as previous level. In order to get the credentials, we need to manipulate a session, and this session is array, right? And this session should have the key at the mean, and also its value should equal to 1. So how to do that? And then, this is just a start a search session on the server side. And then print or call this function. From the code itself, we can tell that we cannot do very much against this site. Or maybe to simplify this video, I like to call it main site. So next we can turn our focus to co-located site, okay, or secondary site. Let's go back to the home page, and we can right click and open link in new tab. And we need to provide the same username, Natas21. And so I think up to this point, we can guess, although they are different sites, fortunate thing is they're using the same credentials for basic authentication. And maybe there's some other similar, mechanism, okay, used by both sides. So we can copy its password from notebook and paste in here, sign in. Don't save. So here, again, this site just give another link of the main site. Okay, and here is example, hello world, and we can change the example values here. I think if you're familiar with the HTML development, you know that align, font size, background color is attribute of CSS or cascade style sheet. For example, we can change the background color from yellow to red. Update. So as you can see, the background has been changed. So I think looks like this collated site gives the user to change the style of this area. And of course, here also we can view its source code. In comparison to main site, secondary site is providing us much more code, PHP code. So here, start the session. This is a built-in function of PHP. And then we'll check to see whether request is special variable of PHP contains all information submitted by the user, by the browser. And this is array. Its type is array. So if this array has a key, submit, and then we'll loop over this array, and we'll set it to, we can get the key value pair from the request array, and also the key value pair will be set to the session. So I think these lines or this block of code is to get the copy from the request array to the session array as key value pair. Okay. Next, here is to check whether the get, this is similar to request. Request can support both get method and post method. So if this array has debug key, and then we print out the session data. Okay. So maybe next, to understand the web application of the secondary site, we can pass this key debug. And to pass this key, or maybe we can call it, because here this one would be carried with URL, we can call it query string. And we can use Bubble Suite to, to pass or to specify such query string easily. Okay. And next, this line is to define allowed valid keys. So allowed keys, align, font size, background color. Okay. And I think these lines is to build form of HTML page or HTML code. So the first line is to define the action or the target page or target location should be which the request should be submitted to, and the method is a post, and then we'll do another loop, and we can get from this array as a key value, and here is default value pair, and then the default value will be set to another variable value, and then we'll check to see whether this session array has a key. Key is from the, from this, just align, font size, background color. So if a session has such keys, and then, we can get the value from the session data, okay? Otherwise, the key for this session will use the default value. So although here is defining valid keys, because this block didn't restrict any key and value. So besides these keys, we can add our own key into this request array, and its value would be, transferred, would be set to the session, okay, session array, okay. And if the session here, I'm assuming, or maybe I can call it the hint, is that if the two sites are collated on the same server, and the PHP session information is stored in the files, right, on the server, and if the web application both process session data in a similar way, and then we maybe be able to inject the key value pair, like a domain equal 1 data into the session array or session variable on one side, and then we can immediately request a page from the main site or primary site using the same PHP session ID. Okay, since the session data for both sites, for both websites, have to be on the same server. So I think this is the primarily principle what we are going to take or to exploit. Okay, so, and here I think what these two lines are doing. We concatenate the style, and this style would be will be put into the div tag, and such style can take effect. For example, that we can change the background color or the font size. So how to do it? We can utilize the Burp Suite, easily. Now let's go back. We can go to the Foxy proxy and turn. Currently, this proxy plugin is disabled. So we can select Burp. So all traffic, all requests will be sent through the Burp Suite. Now we can launch our Burp Suite proxy. This is very famous proxy utility. Click OK. We can navigate to Proxy tab and turn on Intercept option. And we can, for example, maybe we can change it to yellow. This doesn't matter. Click Update, and then we can send this request to repeater module, and then we can navigate to repeater module. And just I mentioned earlier, we can manipulate this request body. This request body contains of key value pair, and all of key value pairs will be set to session. Okay, now how to do? We can use AND to concatenate different key pairs. A domain equals to 1. And then, of course, if you want, we can carry a debug key in the URL. Okay, so then we can get so we can see what session data looks like. Let's go back. So here we use question mark and debug. We do not need to specify its key. It doesn't matter. We just want the application see there is a key in the get variable or ._get variable. So now we can send the request to the target. You can see now we can get to see how the session data looks like. As you can see over here, admin, the key admin and its value 1 has been put into the session. So how about, because I mentioned the reason, now we need to immediately copy its PHP session ID. Maybe we can forward all of that, because I want to go back to the main site and trigger a new request. We can send, similarly, we can send the request to repeater module, and I want to change the PHP session ID to this one, which we derive from its collocated site. So now we can send. But so nothing different happens. A bit weird. Send. Maybe I need to repeat this process. So I'd like to, sorry about that. We can forward this request, and then we can go back to the secondary site. We can click update button and send this request to repeater module, and we can pass the admin equal to 1, and also we can pass debug and send. So admin and the 1 key value pair has been generated. Then we can copy this PHP session ID. Now we can forward. So now we can trigger a new request, and we can send this request to repeater module. We need to change this PHP session ID. Maybe we need to do it. We need to do it very quickly. As you can see, I think we need to immediately copy PHP session ID from collocated site, and then we need to, change the PHP session ID of the main site quickly. Otherwise, maybe the session ID cannot take effect. As you can see, we successfully get the password for the next level. Very beautiful, right? So next, I'm going to use Python to automate this process. So let's right-click and new Python file. We can use Natas 2021 or whatever. And of course, PyCharm will take care of its extension automatically for us. And let's go back to the site. I'd like to inspect and navigate to network tab. I've already demonstrated this approach a lot of times if you have already followed my channel. And we can click and we can get the request. We can copy value as Q command. And we can go to this website. This website can help us convert Q commands to Python or other programming languages. We can copy this code to clipboard and then we can paste in here. So basically, there will be two steps. The first one, we need to manipulate the request body or the payload, and then we can get its cookie, and the cookie contains the key PHP session ID, and we need to use the value from the collected site. Okay, so how to do? Of course, similar to other levels in this series, we need to import the module or not module, the class HTTP basic authentication, and next we can we can initialize the instance. Maybe here the code is not pretty, it's not so organized, but I just show you the general workflow of my program. So we can use any name to initialize the instance for the HTTP basic authentication. We need to give two arguments, Natas 21 and its password. We can copy and paste in here. Next, maybe I'd like to come out this line because we want to, the header, we want to pass the, we want to pass the argument of authentication. Later you will know what I mean exactly. So the cookie, I don't think it's necessary, so I'd like to come out this dictionary as well. Next, the data. Here we can add, one key value pair. So admin and 1. And also we need to use a comma. Okay, so here I can remove. And the authentication is basic. So the data also. Okay, I think we have already constructed the the response, request. So I need to make a double check. I think it's all right. So next we can print out response text, and next we can get the PHP session ID. We can get the response, the cookies, and the key name is this one. We can copy. Okay, so next we can construct the cookie for the main site. Again, the cookie should be dictionary, and here PHP session ID. Now we can send the second request to the main site. Here we can use the get method, and its URL we can copy from the browser, paste in here, and also authentication is basic, and the cookies, and so I think that's it, right? Just next we can print out response text attribute, save our program, and now bring up our terminal to test our program. Python Natas 21. Let's press enter. So invalid. Here we need to use HTTP prefix. Don't worry, we can run our program one more time. So as you can see, we are logged in as admin user. The credentials for the next level is blah blah blah. So fantastic, right? So I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.